Look, she's sharpening my jaw. This is this morning, you guys. Oh, yeah. This morning.
I have a skin disorder that destroys the pigmentation of the skin. Is something that I cannot help.
They went in hoping for a glow-up, but they came out completely broken. Cosmetic surgery promised confidence, youth, and control, but for these stars it triggered shocking health disasters. Some lost their faces, some lost their careers, and others lost their lives. These 21 black celebrities thought they were improving their image, but what followed was far darker than anyone expected. Toya Jackson.
Most of the projects these days are just like mouth sealed until it comes out, until they tell you you can speak on it.
She was never just Michael Jackson's sister. Toya had hit songs, television fame, and a confident public voice. But behind the scenes, years of control from her father and an abusive marriage shattered her sense of self. Old insecurities she had carried since childhood took over. She became obsessed with her nose, a feature she had been mocked for her entire life. In 1985, she underwent her first rhinoplasty to narrow it. The result wasn't enough. One revision became another, then another. Each surgery removed more structure. Over time, her nose became dangerously thin. Eventually, the cartilage collapsed, and she reportedly lost sensation in parts of it.
You can see her nose here is different than it was in the two photographs. It's not an attractive nose. It doesn't look natural at all.
Still, the procedures didn't stop. She added cheek implants, repeated Botox injections, and facial tightening procedures. Instead of balance, her face became rigid and uneven. By the late 1990s, fans barely recognized her. The emotional toll was just as severe. Toya later revealed deep depression, anxiety, and long-term reliance on medication. She withdrew from television and public life. In a 2011 Oprah interview, she finally admitted the truth. Surgery didn't fix her pain. It magnified it.
You live with this all your life and you feel that you're doing something wrong and you're frightened when this is happening to you.
Donda West. She was not chasing fame. Donda West was a respected college professor, disciplined, private, and fiercely protective of her son. But in the 2007, as Kanye West's fame exploded, pressure quietly crept in. At 58, she felt insecure about weight gain and wanted to look confident standing beside him in public. Cosmetic surgery felt like a controlled, reasonable step. On the November 9, 2007, she entered a clinic in Brentwood, Los Angeles, and underwent multiple procedures in one day. Reports confirmed she had a tummy tuck, liposuction, and breast reduction, all performed under general anesthesia. Doctors warned that combining surgeries increased risk. She went through with it anyway.
The patient might need a small touch-up, but it's not the type of thing where you want to keep going back because you'll start seeing irregularities and they're very difficult to correct.
After the operation, she was discharged the same day despite needing close medical monitoring. Instead of staying overnight, she returned home under the care of a relative. Hours later, she began complaining of severe pain and difficulty breathing. Emergency calls came too late. Donda West died from complications linked to surgery. Her death was ruled preventable. The fallout was enormous. California later passed the Donda West law.
The new legislation, which was signed into law, is named after Donda West. She died in 2007 from complications related to plastic surgery,
requiring doctors to clear patients medically before cosmetic surgery. Black Chyna. She didn't just enhance her look, she rebuilt her entire body around it. Over the years, Black Chyna relied on facial fillers, heavy lip injections, breast implants, and illegal silicone injections in her buttocks to maintain the exaggerated image that made her famous.
I'll be back.
That image brought money and attention, but it also locked her into constant procedures and mounting physical damage. Her face began to swell unnaturally. Her body hardened in places it shouldn't. Pain became normal.
Enough is enough. It all has to come out. I ain't even worried about no stinging. I just want it out.
In 2023, she finally admitted the truth. The surgeries were destroying her. She chose to reverse nearly everything. Doctors surgically removed her breast implants. Her buttocks required aggressive procedures to extract silicone that had migrated and hardened inside her body. Multiple facial fillers were dissolved, leaving her face bruised, swollen, and unrecognizable during recovery. She documented drains, compression garments, and weeks of limited movement. The reversals were far more dangerous than the enhancements.
What did they tell you about the dangers of removal?
It can actually be more dangerous because now you're under anesthesia.
Doctors warned her that removing silicone carried risks of infection, nerve damage, and permanent deformity. She still went through with it. Alongside the physical undoing came a personal collapse and rebuild. She quit alcohol, turned to religion, and walked away from the hypersexual image that once defined her. What made her rich nearly ruined her body forever. Toni Braxton. She had one of the most powerful voices in music, but her body was quietly turning against her. Long before the public knew, Toni Braxton was fighting a brutal, invisible war. In the late 1990s, at the height of her fame, she underwent breast implant surgery. At the time, it was routine. No warnings, no red flags. No one imagined it could haunt her for decades. Soon after, her health began to collapse. Toni was diagnosed with lupus, a life-threatening autoimmune disease that attacks the body from the inside. The pain was relentless. Extreme fatigue, chest inflammation, blood clots. She was hospitalized repeatedly and nearly died more than once. Entire tours were canceled. Millions lost. Her career stalled as her body failed her. Years later, Toni made a shocking admission. She believed her implants may have triggered or worsened her lupus flare-ups. The claim was explosive. Doctors debated it. Some studies suggested a possible link between breast implants and autoimmune reactions. Others dismissed it. Toni didn't. She lived it. She eventually had the implants removed, but the damage was already done. Lupus never left. Fame didn't protect her. Beauty didn't save her. The surgery meant to enhance her body may have helped destroy it. Wendy Williams. She made a career out of being fearless. Wendy Williams said what no one else dared to say, and she said it loudly. On television, she looked untouchable. Off camera, she was unraveling. Addiction, chronic illness, and deep insecurity followed her for years, hidden behind wigs, jokes, and applause. In 1994, while already famous on radio, Wendy made a desperate choice. She underwent full-body liposuction and a tummy tuck at the same time, believing a new body would finally quiet her doubts. Instead, she woke up disappointed. Her skin sagged. Her stomach didn't heal the way she hoped.
Heartbreaking news. Wendy Williams is being described as permanently incapacitated due to her battle with dementia and aphasia.
She developed an infection soon after. The confidence she wanted never came. Still, she kept chasing fixes, fear of aging, fear of losing relevance, fear of being replaced. In 2020, she turned to jawline Botox to sharpen her face for TV. It left her stiff, uncomfortable, and deeply unhappy with her reflection. Behind the scenes, painkillers, stress, and illness piled up. Her health collapsed fast. Repeated absences caused by Graves' disease, lymphedema, substance relapse, and cognitive decline made it impossible for her to return consistently. In 2022, her show was canceled because she was medically unable to work. By 2024, she was diagnosed with early dementia and placed under guardianship. The woman who once ruled daytime TV slowly lost control of her life. K. Michelle. She has a voice that could move mountains, but in the harsh music world, she felt pressure to look a certain way. Chasing the perfect figure, she turned to illegal black market silicone injections. What seemed like a quick fix for beauty quickly became a medical nightmare. The silicone spread through her body, causing serious tissue damage and making it painful to walk.
Because people didn't know what to expect. It's a killer body. What are they going to be talking about? But you really are getting to the heart because it's personal for you.
About everything in my career, from the good, the bad. There's not in between when it comes to me.
Over the next few years, she endured 13 grueling surgeries to remove the toxic material, each one life-threatening. The physical pain was immense, but the emotional toll was just as heavy. Through it all, K. Michelle survived, learning hard lessons about beauty standards and the risks of cosmetic procedures. Today, she has left the plastic look behind and shifted her focus to country music, using her platform to speak openly about her experience. Lil Kim. Lil Kim's hardcore didn't just shake rap, it changed how women showed up in hip-hop. In the 90s, the Queen Bee had a look that was bold, fearless, and impossible to ignore. But by the 2010s, people barely recognized her. Over the years, she went through multiple surgeries, including skin lightening, a narrowed nose, cheek fillers, and repeated facial work. Each change pulled her further away from the face that defined an era. To many fans, it felt like a painful break from the "Black is beautiful" message she once represented. But the story goes deeper. People close to her say the surgeries were tied to trauma from an abusive relationship, where she was constantly told she wasn't pretty enough. Sarah Dash. The legendary voice behind Lady Marmalade shocked the world when she died just days after cosmetic surgery. She was pure stage energy, a performer whose life revolved around music and the spotlight. Even at 76, the pressure to look youthful in entertainment never really faded. Wanting to keep that confident, sexy image alive, Sarah chose cosmetic work. In September 2021, she underwent 2 procedures at a Philadelphia clinic, liposuction and a Brazilian butt lift with fat transfer. Fat was taken from her stomach and injected into her hips and buttocks to shape her curves for a planned new album. The surgery used local anesthesia, and she went home believing everything was fine. But 2 days later, she suddenly struggled to breathe and collapsed. At the hospital, doctors found a pulmonary fat embolism where injected fat traveled to her lungs. Despite efforts to save her, Sarah passed away in November 2021. Her death reignited serious questions about the safety of fat transfer surgeries, especially for older patients, and pushed doctors to issue stronger warnings. Simone Biles. The most decorated gymnast in history surprised many when she publicly confirmed she had undergone 3 cosmetic procedures: a breast augmentation, lower blepharoplasty to reduce hereditary under-eye bags, and earlobe repair, while emphasizing transparency and self-love.
I've had 3 plastic surgeries, and 2 of them you would never be able to tell.
Unlike many celebrity stories built around regret or irreversible harm, Simone's choices were deliberate and personal. She said the breast augmentation wasn't because she disliked her body before, but rather about feeling comfortable and confident in it, a message she framed around self-acceptance rather than shame. Her openness sparked mixed reactions online. Some admired her honesty and the way she reframed cosmetic work as a personal decision, while others expressed sadness that even a world-class athlete feels pressure about her body, or noted that casual cosmetic commentary fuels unrealistic beauty standards. Mikel Jackson. Behind the fame was a life filled with pressure and pain. From a young age, Mikel was judged harshly, especially by his father, and the industry never gave him peace about his looks. That pressure followed him everywhere. In 1979, after a dance injury, he got his first nose job.
It hurts what is inside of me, and it can't get out, and it's hidden from the world. When I do those solo albums and I'm doing all kinds of different.
That one turned into more than 10 nose surgeries over the years. He also had eyelid work, cheek and chin implants, and skin lightening. Each change pushed him further from the face people remembered. His nose eventually collapsed, making it hard to breathe. The physical pain led to medication, first for pain, then just to sleep. He became dependent on strong drugs, including propofol. In June 2009, while preparing for his comeback tour, Mikel received his usual dose at home. His body shut down. The world lost a legend, and his story became a warning about perfection taken too far.
The thing that is most discussed about you, I think, is the fact that the color of your skin is obviously different than it was when you were younger.
Tameka Tiny Harris. Tameka Tiny Harris shocked fans when she underwent a controversial cosmetic procedure to permanently change her eye color from brown to ice gray, a surgery that's not FDA approved in the United States. She traveled abroad for the operation, which involves fitting silicone iris implants over the natural iris. Tiny told ABC News she researched it deeply, was nervous because it's your eyes, but was initially thrilled with the results, posting her new look online and even offering followers a promo code at the time. Despite her confidence, the surgery drew a huge online debate. Many praised her bold choice. Others slammed it as unnecessary or risky. Over time, even her daughter Zonique admitted the eye implant experience wasn't the best in the long term and wouldn't recommend it to others, sparking broader discussions about long-term effects and safety. Essence medical experts have warned that such iris implants can lead to complications like glaucoma, cataracts, or corneal damage, conditions that may appear years after surgery.
Problems, any kind of difficult surgeries, and they have had some people to reverse them, which is another reason why I was like, okay, so if I don't agree with them, if they don't work, I can take them out.
Kenya Moore. A former Miss USA and a longtime star of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kenya Moore has been in the public eye for decades. Known for her beauty, charm, and fiery personality, she quickly became a fan favorite on reality TV.
Into her little story now. But if you watched it, as soon as I said it, I said, Miss America.
But her journey with cosmetic enhancements added another layer of controversy to her already complex public image. Kenya has been open about getting treatments to enhance her facial features and keep a youthful look. As a beauty queen and reality star, the pressure to look perfect never really stops. Some fans respected her honesty and praised her for owning her choices.
Oh, my girl? Oh, God, I have so many friends on other shows. I can't pick just one. I can't.
Others, however, questioned whether the procedures took away from the natural beauty that made her stand out. Over time, changes in her appearance became a hot topic online and within the Real Housewives world, sometimes overshadowing her achievements on the show. Yandy Smith. Yandy Smith, known from Love and Hip Hop, has faced her own share of public pressure around beauty and appearance, though her story is less about drastic cosmetic tragedy and more about mental and cultural pushback. Yandy has been candid about the emotional weight of being scrutinized in the public eye, especially as Black women are often judged harder for aging or aesthetic changes.
I addressed the issues that I had and that my community has, and if you look at the imaging, you see all people of color.
Although there's no confirmed report that she had major surgical complications, reality TV fans and critics have repeatedly questioned her appearance on social media, sparking conversations about whether she's had procedures and why that matters to audiences. Yandy has responded by emphasizing peace and self-focus, telling critics she's done with people playing with her peace, and underlining that no one has the right to define her body or choices.
Now, the women might be good for other people. Right. Because I think Erica's good for Safari.
Some viewers mistakenly assumed changes in her look were surgical, but Yandy has pushed back on that narrative, framing her appearance as personal and not public property. This reaction highlights a modern dilemma for Black celebrities. Confidence and aging are often unfairly equated with going under the knife, and women like Yandy find themselves defending their natural journey just to preserve their dignity. Tamar Braxton. Tamar Braxton is a powerful singer and reality star who has openly spoken about body image struggles and insecurities. But her relationship with surgery is complicated. For years, fans speculated about cosmetic work, especially after she spoke honestly about struggling with vitiligo that affected her confidence in her appearance. Tamar has strongly denied having elective plastic surgery, saying in social posts that her looks are natural and that she's worked hard in the gym, not the surgeon's office, for her body shape. Still, the rumors and online criticism didn't stop. Some fans pointed to changes over time, while others defended her fiercely, pushing back against body shaming. Tamar admitted she once considered procedures like a Brazilian butt lift, but ultimately decided against them, saying she wanted to focus on her mental health and self-love rather than chasing trends. The backlash wasn't just in whispers. Many fans have said hurtful things online, while others urged her not to give in to pressure. Tamar's stance has been clear. This is me. No surgery, just self-acceptance. And she uses that message to encourage others struggling with confidence and image. Cynthia Bailey.
Cynthia Bailey came up in the fashion world as a model, then transitioned to the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Known for her calm elegance on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Cynthia Bailey built a long career in modeling, television, and business. She was often praised for her natural beauty, but staying in the spotlight comes with pressure, especially as the years pass on camera. Like many public figures, Cynthia eventually chose cosmetic enhancements to feel more confident in her appearance. She has openly acknowledged undergoing procedures often discussed in Hollywood, including rhinoplasty and breast augmentation, both common surgeries aimed at refining facial balance or body proportions. At first, the changes were subtle. Over time, fans noticed shifts in her look during interviews and reunions, sparking non-stop talk online. Social media reactions were mixed and criticism came fast. Still, Cynthia stood firm, saying the choice was personal. Rowland. A former member of the iconic group Destiny's Child has always been praised for her strong voice and natural beauty. But in 2007, she made headlines for a different reason. Kelly openly shared that she had breast surgery. She didn't hide it or dodge the topic. In fact, she spoke about it honestly and said it was something she had thought about for years before finally deciding to do it. Many fans respected her for being so open. They admired her honesty and confidence. Still, some critics questioned her choice. They wondered if the surgery went against the natural image she had during her Destiny's Child days. While the change didn't hurt her career, it did slightly shift how the public saw her. Miss Cleo. She became a pop culture icon in the late 1990s with her late-night psychic infomercials, heavy accent, and unforgettable catchphrases.
Terry, honey, I love you and you're wonderful, but you're not easy to live with.
Okay.
Behind the mystique was a real woman dealing with real pressures, including appearance. In 2016, at age 53, she chose to undergo liposuction at a cosmetic clinic in South Florida, hoping to refine her body shape. Liposuction may sound routine, but it's still major surgery. The procedure involves removing liters of fat through cannulas, which creates open tissue spaces where bacteria can grow if complications arise. After the surgery, Miss Cleo developed a serious infection that quickly spread into sepsis, a dangerous condition where the body's response to infection begins shutting down organs. Doctors rushed to treat her, but sepsis can move fast, especially when the immune system is overwhelmed. Sadly, she passed away on 26 July 2016. Mikel Ruffinelli. Known online as the world's biggest bottom, the plus-size model and internet personality turned her naturally extreme curves into a full-time brand. The look brought millions of views, sponsorships, and viral fame. But staying ahead of that image came with pressure. To keep her silhouette bigger and rounder, she chose multiple Brazilian butt lift surgeries. A typical BBL involves liposuction from areas like the stomach or back. Over time, the repeated surgeries and the added weight put serious strain on her body. She has spoken about chronic back pain, joint stress, limited mobility, and daily discomfort. Doctors often warn that BBLs, especially multiple ones, carry risks like nerve damage, fat embolism, and long-term spinal issues, particularly for people with larger frames. What once fueled her rise to fame slowly became a physical burden. Jackie O. Miss Jackie O was more than a wild and out star. She was a businesswoman, a mom of 3, and the face behind the J Nova lip gloss brand. In 2023, her sudden death shocked social media. Jackie had traveled to Miami for a popular mommy makeover, a package that usually means several surgeries at once, including liposuction, a tummy tuck, and a Brazilian butt lift. The goal is fast results, one trip, one recovery. But that speed can come with real risks. After her surgery, Jackie suffered a pulmonary fat embolism, a rare but deadly complication where fat enters the bloodstream and blocks the lungs. Her passing exposed a quiet danger in the BBL world, especially in high-volume clinics where doctors move fast and patients trust the process. Jackie's death wasn't just a headline, it stopped people in their tracks. Many Black influencers canceled their surgeries after seeing what happened. NeNe Leakes. She burst onto Real Housewives of Atlanta in 2008 and owned every room she walked into. Big personality, bold voice, and a proud, curvy Black woman look. That image made her famous, but it also put her under a harsh spotlight. As the comments about her looks piled up, her confidence started to crack. She worried about her wide nose and her body being called too black. In 2010, she got a nose job, but it came out much narrower and didn't look natural. In 2016, she went further with liposuction and a BBL fat transfer. The results looked uneven, and things turned serious when she spent nearly a month in the hospital with a bad infection. Even then, she didn't stop. In 2019, she got breast implants. Fans, especially in the Black community, called her out for erasing her features. In 2020, NeNe admitted the truth. She wasn't chasing beauty. She was running from being called ugly. After losing her husband in 2021, she slowly faded from TV, and the fearless confidence she once had was gone. Chaka Khan. The Queen of Funk has one of the greatest voices in music history. Decades of hits, 10 Grammy Awards, and a sound nobody could copy. But in the 2010, the headline stopped being about her music and started focusing on her face. As younger stars took over the spotlight, Chaka felt pressure to keep up. She later admitted that trying to compete pushed her toward cosmetic surgeries she didn't truly want. The changes shocked fans and sparked gossip, turning a living legend into a topic of appearance instead of talent. Chaka said those choices made her feel like something was taken from her, like she lost a piece of her essence. That's the real tragedy. A woman with nothing left to prove felt she had to look new to stay relevant. Instead of celebrating her voice and legacy, people talked about her transformation. Eventually, Chaka stepped back, stopped the cycle, and chose peace over pressure. She survived it. But her story shows how even icons can feel erased by beauty standards that never stop demanding more. We hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more amazing stories.